Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another message from your soul. Let's see what your soul needs you to know right now. What do you need to know right now? I quickly want to remind you to check out my Instagram, to stay connected with me, and maybe get some messages that are for you. Let's see. What do you need to know right now? Okay, interesting. Oh, okay. Your soul is telling you right now you may be turning away from a path, or from a path, kind of. Let's see what comes out. Oh, what comes out. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm getting a few messages here. And one message I'm definitely hearing is your soul, who is telling you to not turn away from the path that is for you. There seems to be something in your field. There is a path that is for you, and that is good for you, and that is making you feel good. And then there is something that is not making you feel good. That is, maybe we're talking about addictions here. That would be very likely. And those addictions are actually really not good for you. Yeah, we're really talking about all kinds of addictions, okay? Anything that you can be addicted to. And your soul is like, be a bit careful with those, because they are actually turning you away from something that is doing you very good, that is going to make you feel very good. And that seems to be a path, your path, a path that you need to take for yourself. And your soul is really telling you to follow that path and not turn away from it. See how you're like right now, you're turning away from it a little, and you are very much allowing those addictions to kind of pull you in. And your soul is like, please be a bit more aware of what in your life makes you actually feel good. What makes you feel good temporarily? What makes you feel good in a moment? Or what makes you feel good because it is actually good for you, because it makes you feel good in the long run. And your soul is telling you it's not something, for many of you, it's not something serious. Like, okay, it's portrayed here in the devil, but your soul is like, it's not that serious for you, but it's more like you are turning away from a path that is good for you. And this, whatever you could be addicted to here, even if it's only slightly, that's kind of holding you back from following that path truly. Okay, so it could be just a simple little something that you keep on doing that is not actually that good for you. And maybe it has something to do with running away from feeling overwhelmed. And I can definitely feel I hear it, that maybe you're running away from, or maybe you're trying to escape with that. So maybe for you, it's you like to eat a lot of sweets when you feel overwhelmed with work, or when you get home from work and you feel totally exhausted. It can be something like that. And that's already behavior that is not that good for you. And it definitely seems like your soul is telling me here, to help you figure out what that could be for you. Your soul is telling you it has something to do when you feel overwhelmed. It has something to do with when you feel overwhelmed. So a behavior that you do when you feel overwhelmed. Maybe for you it's just kind of turning away from something and focusing on something else completely, which is actually something good, but maybe your soul is telling you need to actually look at the thing that is overwhelming you. Okay, so I mean, that could be different for everyone, but it definitely is connected to you feeling overwhelmed. Let's see what your soul has to tell you about that. Maybe they have a solution. What can you do? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Interesting. So it seems that whenever you feel overwhelmed, your soul wants you, instead of doing that behavior that I've been doing, a kind of addictive behavior to escape the feeling of being overwhelmed, instead of that behavior, instead of, for example, eating a lot of sweets, your soul wants you to kind of free yourself. Your soul wants you to free yourself and to come back to the core of what you're doing. That's interesting. They're saying to me something like, whenever you feel overwhelmed doing something, it is because you focus on the wrong thing. You focus on the feeling of feeling overwhelmed. Instead, they want you to focus on the core of why do you do that, what you do. For example, if you are a stay-at-home mom and you have a lot of chores to do at home, your soul is telling you to not see the chores you're doing, but to see why you're doing them. Okay, so that you have a clean home, right? And so that maybe your kids have a good meal, and you yourself too. So they're kind of telling you, come back to the core of why you're doing it. And it, for some of you, it may have something to do with actually giving something to others. And that's a beautiful energy, to give, because you have something to give, okay? It's not about giving because you need to give or because you're kind of being selfless. No, it's because you see how this person here gives them something, but he's not feeling bad about it. He has more money, and that's why he's giving, okay? So it's like the energy of you are giving because you have a lot. So maybe let's stick with the example of a stay-at-home mom. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you can cook very well, that is a reason why you can cook for your kids, and that is a reason why you can give. It's not because you so I don't want you to feel like you have to do something. I don't want you, or your soul doesn't want you to feel like you are serving someone. It's more like, because you have so much of it, you have the gift to give it to someone. And that's a lot of, like, that's a real different energy. That's not the energy of you are feeling overwhelmed with, for example, the chores, but you come back to why you're doing them. That's beautiful. I like that. Let's see, one last message. Your soul is definitely also telling you to focus on your emotions. Your soul is telling you, please do not forget what you feel, because in your emotions lays a lot of knowledge about yourself, okay? So it seems that maybe you can figure a lot of the things out that you cannot figure out at the moment if you look inside of you, if you search inside of you. And they're also telling me it would be good for you if you can talk to someone about it. You know, it doesn't have to be a big deal. You don't have to feel super bad for people, for you to express yourself towards someone. It can also be just maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed, and then it's good, and it will do you good to talk to someone, even if you don't know what you're talking about, because if you don't know what you're going to talk about, right? Because it's going to help you to figure out what's going on, and it's going to help you find a solution. So it can be very healthy for you to talk to someone about it. That's a good advice, right? And just remember, go back to the core of why you're doing things, especially when you feel overwhelmed. Go back to the core. Why are you doing something? And what do you have a lot of that you can share with others? And then we have, maybe you don't need to eat so many sweets because you're coming back to why you're doing something and you don't feel overwhelmed, okay? And all of that is just for you to go your path, for you to move on your path and not get distracted from it. Beautiful. Beautiful reading. I really hope that this reading helped you. Thank you so much for letting me talk to your soul. Thank you so much for listening till the end. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up to support the channel. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.